The Quraishis had now turned to more violent tactics to stop Muhammad ﷺ's call, like torture. They had begun torturing the Muslims, trying to draw them away from Islam. There was one case which had drawn the attention of Muhammad ﷺ's best friend, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. It was a slave being tortured. This slave's name was Bilal radiyallahu anhu. Bilal was a slave of a Meccan named Umayyah bin Khalaf and was a Muslim. The Meccan did not like how Bilal was a Muslim, so he tortured and tortured him, trying to make him a kafir, meaning someone who isn't a Muslim. Bilal radiyallahu anhu had a giant stone put on top of his chest, but he stayed strong. Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu, who was passing by, saw this and bought Bilal. He then freed him immediately. The Quraishis tortured all the Muslims, no matter their age. For example, Yasir radiyallahu anhu. Yasir radiyallahu anhu was a father to Ammar radiyallahu anhu and a husband to Sumayya radiyallahu anha. They were all Muslim and had converted during the early years of Muhammad ﷺ's call to Islam. Yasir, Sumayya and other Muslims were all being tortured by the Quraysh, trying to make them kuffar. Sumayya radiyallahu anha was stabbed by Abu Jahl and died. She had become the first martyr in Islam. Yasir had also died because of the torture and had become the first male martyr. A martyr is someone who gets killed because of their religion/belief. In Islam, martyrs will go straight to Jannah. Ammar radiyallahu anhu was the only one left out of his family. The Quraysh went on to torture many more Muslims, trying to convert them. The Sahaba, companions of the Prophet, went and helped as many Muslims as they could. The Muslims were now desperate for the torture to stop. They wanted to get out of Mecca and leave. Allah revealed ayahs in the Quran saying, "The earth is spacious," meaning He supported the Muslims migrating. Muhammad ﷺ knew of a place the Muslims could migrate to, Abyssinia, or mostly known as Ethiopia nowadays. He knew the king of Abyssinia, who was a fair and a kind ruler, so the Muslims would be treated nicely. A small group of Muslims went first. Among them was Ruqayya radiyallahu anha, Muhammad ﷺ's daughter. The Muslims went in the night and successfully made it to Abyssinia. The Quraishis had soon found out about the migration and sent some people to guard the docks of Mecca. Muslims around Mecca heard about the migration and decided to also go. The Muslims caught a boat secretly behind the backs of the Quraishis and made their way to Abyssinia. The Quraysh were angry. They had then sent people to Abyssinia with the purpose of bringing the Muslims back to Mecca. They were going to lie to the king and try to make him kick them out of Abyssinia. When the Qurayshis arrived, they told the king the Muslims were not the same religion as him, and so they should kick them out. The king summoned the Muslims and questioned them. Ja'far radiyallahu anhu, one of the migrants, spoke to the king and said this was true and told him about Islam. The king listened and was impressed. He allowed them to stay. The Qurayshis failed.